If you suffer from insomnia, if you have PTSD, you need to get my DreamTech Ultra and put it under your pillow. Go watch my playlist. My old Caucasian neighbors. Shouts out to them. Miss Barbara and Mr. Jerry. Thank you, Mama. Hey, Mama. Shouts out to Mama Dreamer, the clan mother of our community. She been with me the longest, right? And she already was on her spiritual path when she came to me. That's right, Mama. Mom was already on her note when she came to me. So a lot of y'all that's not in our community, y'all don't know what y'all missing. Especially if you've been watching me for more than a year. You could be 2 or 3 years ahead of where you at right now. If you would, like, the second you come in, it's like, ah, shit. Damn, I should have been in here. You wouldn't be where you at right now. You know what I'm saying? But like I tell y'all, and my stewards know, I'm not going to twist your arm. I'm just going to tell you once or twice, and it might take you 1 or 2 or maybe 3 years to catch up to what I told you 2 or 3 years ago. And then you'd be like, oh, shit, let me join the community. Right? Because it's beings that's watching you outside the visible spectrum. Come on, baby. You want to go outside? Come on. They watching you. They watching you make those poor decisions. They watching you grow indecisive. Come on. Come on. Go. You're going to let flies in here. Just get out. If you're going to go, go. They're watching you be indecisive. They watching you go alone to get along. And they coming up with more stratagems to make sure that you stay in pocket, that you stay subservient and conformative to their agendas, and don't spend any time with yourself. Assess yourself. Work on yourself. You hear me? Work on yourself. Don't get idle. Don't get idle, and don't get lackadaisical. Don't grow in glut, because that's what the first thing that start happening after you start to become idle. Start eating too much. You hear me? And you sitting down while you eating. Tap the screen for me, y'all. I gotta take a break. Now you blow those windows of opportunity through entertainment and through the consumption of the food that we eat. And when they integrate those two into one, you're going to end up gaining weight. You're going to end up having some type of health condition. Over the course of time, like I said, it happens in increments at a time. And we think just because it ain't happening right then and there, that it's not going to have an effect on us over a long period of time. So you're thinking too short term, and you're being accosted by beings that play long-term games. And they condition you to process things with a with short-term thinking. You don't think long-term. You don't think long enough. You want everything now. Instant coffee. Instant checking. Right? Instagram. Instant loans. Everything just got to be right now, right now, right now, right now. Make a change. Oh, shit, I got to take some time. That's going to take me a long time to do that. He said instant yams, yeah, instant yams, instant grits, right? Instant rice. Fast food is prepared for you very fast. That keeps you in an impatient state. When you're impatient, your anxiety levels raise. It's easy for you to tap into fear if you're impatient and over anxious. That's right. You want instant gratification. But the caveat to that is anxiety, worry, fear, doubt. You start to overload the endocrine system, right? With the wrong type of attributes, primarily fear, because we've been conditioned to fear. We've been conditioned to fear, and you're dealing with some beings that's playing the long game with you. They're not playing the short game. And they put them commercials up on the television and all them damn side effects that come from consuming that crap could lead to rectal bleeding. May have thoughts of suicide. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, for real? If you feel any internal bleeding has occurred, please consult a physician immediately. Like, why do I need to take that shit? Why don't you just tell me to go outside and get some sunlight? That'll remedy everything. Shouts out to Dr. Shiva Ayadari, right? Senator for Massachusetts. Dr. Shiva Ayadari during the COVID pandemic said, man, you know how you can remedy COVID? You don't need to take no vaccine. Just go outside in the sun. Do some sun gazing. Put your feet in the grass. I was like, look at this nigga. Shouts out to Dr. Shiva Ayadari, the Hindu brother. Right? I told y'all about the Hindus. And a lot of y'all got Hindus in your blood and don't know it. But that's another story in itself. But Dr. Shiva Ayadari said there's no reason for you to be taking no vaccine. You get all the vitamin D that you need right from the sun. Oh, we need to have vitamin D in milk. No, your pasty ass need to have vitamin D in milk because you don't got enough hemoglobin. But I could just go and access that shit from the sun. And I feel better. I had my cup of coffee. I had me a little brisk workout. And then I went outside and hit the sun. In the course of me doing that, the feelings of hunger, like, because I ain't ate nothing today, I don't got to. I got enough sunlight inside of me. I've inhaled enough sunlight. It's in my body. The light is bouncing off my bones. I can feel it right now. The light codes are being stored in the nucleus of every cell in my body. And I'm comprehensively coherent that is what's going on. That makes me unfuckwittable when it comes to these forces. That's how I come up with these machinations at the rate that I do. But that shit hit different. And I know y'all feel it when you put that tech on, like, yo, man, there's something different about this dude, Tech. I had somebody spin the block on me. I was like, yo, man, I need to get some of your shit. I don't think what I got is working. They showed me what they had. I was like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? But I come up with these remedies and these antidotes from being out in the sun. The sun will tell you everything that you need to know. Your planet is a size of a rock next to the sun. And half of y'all talk about that you a god. Make sure you put a little G on that, because you're not no big G. You still traveling in a car. If you can't project your physical form from point A to point B, to me now, you're not a god, right? Just using the definition of the word God, you're not a God. Because a being that was brought on this planet after you came up with that word and that concept. You hear me? We speak in a language which they ain't even a language. We speak in a language that's not even a language, and it's not coded in your genetics. It's grimoire. It's a spell, a dark evil spell that you get indoctrinated into starting from kindergarten, right? That's where they guarding the star seeds and indoctrinate them into the grimoires of hell. And you're no longer a child of the sun, but you become a kid of the goat, of Baphomet. Right? You become a child of Baphomet. And when you do good, they put a pentagram on your paper. Or they put one on your forehead. Am I lying? Gold star for you, and they put it right here. You're being initiated into the dark evil spells of hell. And they're going to show you how to suppress your divinity and replace it with their belief system. Because before you got indoctrinated into that, you, as a mental creature, was absorbing all of the information in your environment. You was absorbing information until you got enrolled in the preschool or kindergarten, going on to the first grade and 12th grade, et cetera, et cetera. You've been indoctrinated into the dark evil spells of hell in this belief system. But prior, you was absorbing everything. That's why I tell you guys, nobody taught you how to see. Who taught you how to see? Who taught you how to smell? Who taught you how to taste? Who taught you how to talk? Who taught you how to walk? You taught yourself that shit. They taught you how to be conditioned and conformative to the control that they have over you. Right? Who taught you how to hear? Nobody. You don't need nobody to teach you that. You hear me? But they grab you by the back of the neck and force you to be programmed. Oh shit, hold up, y'all. Gotta prove I'm not a robot. They force you to be programmed. And you accept it. When you got out that baby pen and you started holding on to shit and walking around, your conscious field was about the size of a hot air balloon. By the time that you turned 7 years old and you blew out them birthday candles through the summer, going into the 3rd grade, your conscious field had shrunk down to the size of a dodgeball. And by the time that you graduated from high school, it was about the size of a tennis ball. You hear me? And now your conscious field is very short. It's not even expanded no more. So when you wake up in the morning, you got a golf ball size feeling of being awake. When you read something, you got a golf ball understanding of what you just read. When you're listening at a golf ball rate. And you'll say, man, can you say that again? But the voices in my head was distracting me the whole time you was talking. Then you say it again, it'd be like, oh shit, can you say it one more time? But they're not telling you that there's something in their head that's blocking them in their consciousness. I don't want to say it's in their head, it's in their consciousness. It's been lowered in there for some time and you just allowed it to have occupancy there, right? That shit paying the mortgage to be there. And you allowing it to stay there and fester and grow. But it was seeded inside of you from the grimoire. Right? Just using the letter C, which in Roman numbers is 100. Right? But then you see the C with your eyes. They call that S-E-E. In Espanol, S-I with an accent means yes. And your body is absorbing all of that. And then now it's confused. Because see, that's how the spell works. Is it uses words that sound like other words but have a different meaning. That's how subtle the spell is coded into your subconscious memory. Right? To the cellular level. Someone has to vet that out to you. You're just not going to be sitting in the lawn chair barbecuing your ribs and come to that conclusion. You're just not. You got to want to be receptive to that. Right? They need you to want them. They need you to pay attention to them. They need you to align with their shit, to breathe life into it, because you're dealing with a ghost. You got the 6 ether ghost man, and you got the 6 ether Asiatic black man working against you. I'm talking to you 7 ether, 8 ether, 9 ether, and you 6 ether motherfuckers. You see, a lot of the 6 ether ghost people starting to wake up to that shit in the present generation. Right? And they want to take account for the transgressions of their forefathers. In fact, your forefathers left all that shit on your desk for you to take account for. Because they knew that they wasn't going to be here past 100 years. They're like, shit, leave it on the next generation. They don't have to deal with that. He said, okay, Lord, what's your question? You got a question, Ty? No, I'm saying they let that shit on their children's desk. Right? Let's just say Prescott Bush, who was the daddy of George Bush Sr. All the shit he did, his children, right? George W.'s children's children gonna have to carry the burdens. They're gonna have to pay for the sins of their great granddaddy. That shit gonna be left on their desk. You hear me? And it's gonna show up physiologically in some regards. That shit spills over for 4 generations. And they know that shit too. Why you think they be they're not comfortable with leaving here? You the damn death dealer, and now it's your time to succumb to it, to death. And you like, oh shit, give me another heart. Give me a baboon's heart. I don't give a damn. Give me a pig's heart, but don't let me die. You hear me? Don't let me die. Queen Elizabeth. Boy, that old scraggly broad was holding on like a motherfucker. Was she not? She refused to die. Like, shit, I'm not dying. She held on so long, by the time her son sat in the royal seat, that nigga about to die. Now he about to go like, shit, nigga, I'm out of here. And his kids is old. And they barely got heirs and stuff like that. If you paying attention to that. But they're not spiritual beings. They're ghosts. And they got you under a ghost spell. And the ghost thrives on belief. It has the mentality of belief, and it has a feminine disposition, meaning that it has the ability to seduce and lure and attract you. And it uses that form of seduction to pull you in and then encapsulate you into its terror matrix. That's what's going on. And they learned their guile ways from the sixth ether Asiatic black man, who has a mixture of that nature, which is feminine, and a mixture of the nine ether beings mentality, which is masculine, right? Which means it's a external force. It pushes outward. So when you look at the sixth ether Asiatic black man, also called the Hindu or the Indian or the Dahavidians, when you look at one of them and you look at their pantheon of deities, you can't tell if you're looking at a man or a woman, but they represent the hermaphrodite. They don't represent masculine or feminine. They represent the union of them both. So when they're telling you about the divine and the union of the divine, they're talking about yin and yang, but they're the actual personification of it. Because when they first came to this planet, they were in hermaphrodite form. A lot of people don't know about that. And hermaphrodites still exist today. Don't believe me, look that shit up. Look it up. I mean, this is not new information. They always showing up at the circus and meet the half man, half woman. He's a man in the day, and then the woman side takes over at night. Right? This is for real. Some people are born with both genitals. Some of these beings, and people think because of the pink man never presented to you before that it can't be true. It's so much shit out here that hasn't been presented before that is true that you just not aware of it. Right? Just not aware. But furthermore, I've been in monologue long enough. Do we have any questions? Please put your questions in the comment section. Come join us in San Antonio and take our AAA workshop discourse. You know, all participants, you will be given a pendant if you never had one. Right? I'm going to give you a pendant. You know, and I might usher out some ancestor money for you as well. Right? Said Jamie Lee Curtis. Yep, San Antonio, Texas, July the 25th. Come join us for the AAA workshop. Learn how to comprise or to construct an activated altar, what you should be doing at your altar, how to perform your practices and your rituals at your altar. Come get a lot of spiritual hacks and techniques that might take you a few lifetimes to acquire. You're going to get it in one sitting. I'm going to accelerate you upon your spiritual path. And you get to come up under my helm and become one of my students, or I could just be a mentor capacity, whatever capacity within the spectrum of guidance you need, I'm going to be there for you. Right? And many of my students will tell you, my phone line is always open to all of them. There's about 40 of them. My line is open to you. If you operate in the discourse capacity, my line is always open to those people. Right? Them the people I'm concerned about. Not saying I'm not concerned about nobody else, but you know. But many of them don't even have to call me like that. You know why? They calling on their own dearly departed. And they picking up on the promptings and the intuitive sims that are being sent to them. You got to grow in your coherency. And once you do, it's like, shit, man. Let me ask my mama what she think. Mama, what you think about this? Give me a sign. I ain't going to do nothing until you give me a sign. And she'll give me a sign. And I already know what it means. right? And you'll move on it. It be that practical and that simple. But y'all be trying to, y'all be struggling on these speculative connections that y'all be making with these beings that you've never beseeched in this reality. Right? Knowing damn well you ain't seen Jesus at the rate you seen your grandma Jacqueline. You know, Mama Bernice. You know goddamn well you ain't seen Moses at the same rate you done seen Mama Bernice. She may not have been able to split the Red Sea, but she was able to split that water bill in half and put some food in your fucking in your fucking belly. Right? You better acknowledge that. You hear me? That's where the real connection come into play. Thank you, timekeeper. Get them they salutes. Said, you interested in the DreamTech Ultra? Yeah, hold on a second. Let me go get some. Take some out the... I got some right here. That DreamTech Ultra. I was sleeping on that one. Yeah, this what it looked like. Oh, shit. Man, that shit split that. That crushed my piece of what's her name. This is the DreamTech, right? This what it looked like after you sleep on it. I slept on this one. See how you can't see as clear as it is? And pulled all that shit up out. That was all the radiation. Because I do be wearing my earbuds. When I go work out, I'm going to put my earbuds in, right? But this is the DreamTech Ultra. You know, I got 5 atomized metals. You could kind of see the magnet in the center there and the metal being drawn to it. This is a very powerful piece. And one of my pupils yesterday, shouts out to Dion. He gave a very, I don't want to call it a crazy testimony because it wasn't crazy. But he started going into detail about his dream and he remembered every detail of it. And I was like, man, don't you got the DreamTech Ultra? He was like, yeah, I do. And he been having a lot of dreams since then. You know, you should be waking up in the morning being capable of absorbing your auric field. You remember how when you were a child and you would see those rings around your face? It'd be rings out in front of you like energy waves. That was your auric field, right? That was your auric field, and you was observing it with your third eye. But somewhere down the line, when you got up to watch cartoons, that you stopped seeing that shit. I know a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. I know you do. Damn, I did used to see these little rings of this energy wave around me. Man, I used to see these little waves of energy in the corners, in the pockets of the house. I sure did. All that shit start coming back to you because the gray matter in your brain is being restored. Now that pollution not getting up in you like it used to. And over the course of 90 days, you will have been recalibrated every aspect of your body to the cellular level that has been affected with electrical pollution. See, orgone energy promotes life force and it draws from the ionosphere. And it also draws from the ions in the ground. And it absorbs all of the positive ions, which are the byproduct of electrical pollution, right? Or radiation or toxic radioactivity. And when it goes through that filter, it redistributes that energy and turns it into life force. That's why the plants in my house is thriving. I might not have had gave the plant some water for a week and it's still thriving. My wife is like, yo, this plant is dry. I said, yeah, I know. She's like, why? Why is it still growing? I said, it's that orgone. It's the life force energy. And I keep a piece of orgone by all of the plants in my home. And they thank me too. When I get nice and silent, they start thanking me. Like, thank you, thank you. My cat, y'all heard, I don't know, y'all probably ain't hear my cat. My cat was meowing. He be talking like a motherfucker now, like, meow, 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 meow. Shouts out to Gary, man. He be feeling good. He be murring and shit. Walking over the top of the couch, walking in front of the TV, up on the TV thing, because I got pyramids up there too. My whole house is an orgone field. I got them all outside, you know, and you can program your orgone, or you can program the crystals in your orgone to do what you want it to do, right? All you got to do is hold it in your right hand and project what you want it to do, right? It'll work with you even better when you know more about the crystal. So the more that you know about crystals, the more they will reveal about you. I'll say that one more time. The more that you study and know about crystals, especially ones that you're wearing, the more they'll be capable of revealing about you. The bond, the rapport, the communication becomes a lot more clearer and concise the more data that you pull up on that particular crystal. Even you don't even got to have it in your hand. Just to have an affinity for that crystal would send a telepathic wave to you. Because that's how it communicates, is with your higher senses, not your lower senses. You follow? You can't smell tourmaline. You can taste it if you put it on your tongue, but it communicates effectively with your psychic center. You follow? Peace of love, Nettie. Hey, Nettie. I seen you in there checking out that thread, Nettie. That's good. That's great. Yeah, all my tech members, y'all check out that thread. Check out the nine grid system thread. Y'all need to get that 9 grid system down. Y'all need to get it down and learn on 9 layers so you can connect to the omniversal grid and pick up on these transmissions. But they being sent. It's just, are you receptive enough to receive them? A lot of you guys are not receptive. And I ain't just talk about the people in the community. I'm talking about in general. Right? You're not receptive. It's like, shit. Fuck. They've been sending you a barrage of messages. You get a barrage of messages every day. But if you don't have the discernment to interpret what's being put before you, you're going to misinterpret it. And stop looking for Illuminati Morse codes. Everything ain't an Illuminati Morse code. Sometimes it be a code from your own dearly departed. Sometimes it's a code from the planet. Sometimes it's from the Neteru. Sometimes it's from the Vedics. Sometimes it could be from an Olympian god, if you believe in that. Sometimes it could be from the Norse gods, the Aztecs, the Toltecs, the Hopi, right? The Shoshone and the Arawak. There'd be different type of messages. But if you're not receptive to all of that, and all you know about is Jesus and the Illuminati, and that's the premise of what makes up your database, then guess what? You're going to be missing all type of shit. You're going to miss those promptings. And then you're going to blame it on the devil. You're like, damn, you religious? No, I'm not in religion. Now, how you using the devil? Because the devil, that's religion. Well, I just know I believe in God. That's religion too. I show you guys that in the Parudi paradigm, right? When you look inside the Parudi paradigm, and I show you John Wycliffe, who invented the word God. He transliterated it into, it wasn't no English back then, but he transliterated the meaning of God and gave it a definition. It said that God means the creator of all creation. He the one came up with that meaning. Before then, you had words like Yahweh. You can ask anybody that speak Hebrew, what do Yahweh mean? And they're gonna come up with some pseudo response. Same thing with the word El. Oh, that means source. That's very vague. That's lofty. It's not definitive. You hear me? Elo. That does what? El Elo. Elo, the being. The source of the being. What? Elohim. These beings. He said, oh, he who is, that's vague as fuck. 210. That's vague. It's like, what the fuck? What that's supposed to mean? Right? Oh, he who is who he is. Like what the hell that's supposed to mean? Then they come up with another word. Baal. What do that mean? Baal. But what do it mean? I just mean Baal. Like, no, man. So shouts out to John Wycliffe. Because as I told y'all before, that motherfucker be coming to me. John Wycliffe. And that's what he told me. He said he wasn't attempting to desecrate the creator of all creation, right? But what he was attempting to do was to give an absolute a meaning behind the creator, because no one else had nothing. It was just all vagueness, right? And he was a Gothic being from the Czech Republic. They like to deal in mysticism and dark magic, which they acquired from the Amorites that came out of Mount Haran, right? All of the Canaanites served under Merlin the magician, who was the head vizier for Sargon I of Nineveh, which is pretty much called Akkad or Samaria, right? He made them worship him. The mighty hunter, which is also the name of Orion. Orion transliterates in definition as the mighty hunter. Our Father who art in Orion, right? That's where the word heaven came from. For you religious people, the word heaven came out of the word haven, which was a haven for the Neteru that came here to earth and made on earth as it is in Orion. So they started building pyramids here too. And this is something I keep on pointing out to a lot of you brothers and sisters that be saying, oh, Egypt started over here in America. And it's like, where did you get that from? They can't never even cite that source. Now I had somebody say, oh, Memphis. You got Memphis, Tennessee. That was the first Memphis. That's a Greek word. They started calling tattoo Memphis. They started calling the city of Anu Heliopolis. They didn't want to say Heliop. They didn't want to say Anu. Those are the Anu people. From the tip of Alexandria all the way down into Tanzania is the land of Amun-Ra. You hear me? From the tip of Tanzania, go pull it up on your map. Pull up a map of Africa. You will see the Liberia Alexander going all the way down. That's at the Mediterranean Sea, all the way down into Tanzania. All of that is the land of Amun-Ra, and those are the Anu people. Everybody across there, they belong to Enki and Enlil. He said, y'all, that's some other shit. Y'all could do whatever the fuck y'all want up here, but don't come to my fucking land. That's why they got cities up there called Kush, Nippur, or the land of Nod, which is found in your Bible, chapter 4, verse 13. You hear me? Those are cities that was built by his sons. And when y'all reading them biblical stories, this is what they're talking about. He said, where is the land of giants? This whole planet was the land of giants before it got hit with a plutonium bomb. And even before then, when it got hit with the crash from the Nibiru, this planet been through a lot of cataclysmic changes. And what you're looking at is the remnants of beings that existed before you had this moon. So you're saying we were all Titans? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that when your moon was a part of the planet, listen, when your moon was a part of the planet was 3 times larger than what it is now. So the beings that presided on this planet at that time were 3 times larger than what they are now. You follow? Now, some of their genetics still exists, right? And you will see this through what they refer to as the Nephilim. And Nephilim means fallen. Now, a lot of religious people would see the word Nephilim and refer to that, oh, the fallen angels. But you got to use your thinker, right? Use your brain. 10,500 years ago, if someone seen something coming up out the sky, they would say Nephilim. It's falling, meaning that it's just ascending. And the beings that got out of those crafts were a lot larger or taller than the beings that were observing them. And they called them Gibor, right? Giants. Where are these giants at today? Anybody want to let them know? Where are these giants today? Because it show you that in the Bible too. I know that that's what you refer to. No, you see these motherfuckers walking around, living and breathing. Right? You see them. Some of y'all can't wait to celebrate them. Some of y'all can't wait to celebrate these beings. That's Nephilim. Right? That means fallen. Right? Once they came to the earth, they was called the Gibor, which means giants. You see these beings in the NFL. You can see the word Nephilim in the acronym of that word. Do we not? The Nephilim are in the NFL. You hear that? You ever seen somebody from the NFL before? I know some niggas in the NFL. That's like 6'9", 320. Will give you a fucking heart attack if you was in the proximity of their anger. You hear me? You'll pull out that little, you'll pull out the Sig Sauer and be like, man, let me get as close as I can to this big ass nigga. Because fighting him is not going to do me no justice. I'm going to die if he grabs me. He said he's 6'4". Yeah, 6'4" is big, but imagine a nigga 6'8", 6'9", 320. Right? Y'all see Wembyama big ass. That nigga 7'6". That motherfucker don't even look normal. I met George Mirison one time. Y'all know George Morrison, right? Some of y'all not old enough to remember George Mirison. But George Mirison played for the Washington Bullets at the time. Now they the Wizards. And I used to work at the airport back in the 90s. And George Mirison came through the airport. I was working at Hartsfield, Atlanta. And yeah, I'm going to touch on that, Lambo. I was at B18 at the spine of the concourse. George Morrison was getting off the airplane at B36. And I got a call on the radio to send an assistant to come and help this nigga. When I looked down there, I could see him from B18. Anybody that been in Atlanta, Hartsfield Jackson Airport, y'all know what I'm talking about. You could look down there and I could see this nigga. And guess what? It was a cloud over his face. Like it was a cloud. And he had another dude that was holding his hand. And that guy was about 6'8". And he would bend down to listen to what somebody else said and then relay the message up to this big motherfucker. So when you're seeing people that big, those are the leftover genetics and remnants from the earth prior to the cataclysmic events that occurred. And the beings that was on the planet, the original hominids, were about 4 feet tall. Exactly. But see, when those beings, that's the pygmies, right? The original beings on this planet, Ptah, see Ptah? They were little gnomes. That's where they get the story of the Smurfs from. You hear me? And those beings came here and started mixing in with the people that were 4 feet tall and under. So anyone that's not 4 feet tall and under, you have beings that have descended to this planet and they have mixed in with your genome. And those genetics is fighting against you. This is why some of you guys have an affinity with the stars and don't even know why. Because you got some genetics that came from there. This is why I be telling y'all about the Hindus. Once Anu brokered a deal with Sidious, who was the ruler of the underworld labyrinths of this planet, he brokered a deal to bring the landmass out of the water so that they could mine the gold. You hear me? But these high evolutionary beings that came from a whole nother galaxy that was spewed out of the black hole at least 100 trillion years before yours. They came here and seeded beings in the mud to evolve. But they didn't sit here and wait for the shit to happen. They took off and went on about their business. But other beings said, holy shit, the planet Terra or Tiamat or Tiawat doesn't have, it's just not an aquarium no more. They got landmass there now. We could take our crafts and land on that planet. Somebody then bought the land out the water. Let's go down there and see what's going on. And that's what happened. But before they did that, Anu started excavating. They show you this in Genesis 2. If you read through Genesis 2, close your eyes and visualize it as it's going over. He said the gold of that land was good. And that land over there got cinnamon. And that land over there got myrrh and stuff. I could smell it from here in some translations of the Bible. That's Genesis chapter 2 all the way to verse 13. It's breaking that down for the people because those not biblical records. They stole those records, right? They stole that from the Akkadians. And what those Akkadian records are is Enki and Enlil telling the story to the rulers that they placed in charge, which are nothing but some of their children. See, they mix up the chronological order of what they lay out to you in the Bible. And that's Genesis 6. Enki and Enlil slinging dick to all of the women on the earth and producing giants. And it was corruptible to their nature. They was like, shit, these motherfuckers don't want to listen to us no more. We got to flood this shit out. Let's flood it out before daddy come back. But we can't let it touch his people. He gonna fuck us up. He gonna have our head if it fuck with his people. We just gonna flood this little area out. And that's what happened. But they didn't fuck with the people in the Happy Nile Valley. They was on a lower tier of intelligence than those beings. All you gotta do is line the hieroglyphs, the tombs, and all that stuff, the artifacts from the Happy Nile Valley, and line it up against anything in Samaria. It don't even fucking compare. There's nothing on the planet outside of the Happy Nile Valley that could touch the tomb of Tutankhamun. Nothing. You hear me? Nothing. When you see Selket, the scorpion goddess with the stinger missing, and she's standing there in her splendor. You hear me? Do I got her on here? I do. See her right there? That's Selket. You're not going to find that nowhere else. In gold. Solid gold. How did they make gold do that? How did they make gold turn into a statue like that? Same thing with Ptah. That picture of Ptah, that's gold, man. That's solid gold that they did that shit with. That has not been replicated. How would those, where did they get the technology to make something so refined? And how come the largest city in the Happy Nile Valley is called Anu? Right? How come that city is called Anu? And how come the story of Jesus, Mary, and Joseph sound exactly like the story of Asaru, Osset, and Haru? Everything that came out the temple of Anu, they turned it into Christianity. Any half-witted Egyptologist will tell you that. Hell, every fucking Mason and Shriner will tell you that shit if they wasn't so spooky about keeping the shit a secret before they go to church on Sunday and give you that fake-ass dissertation about what the Lord said. You hear me? But see, they knew this day would come. Like my master teacher before me said. He said they knew that this day would come, that we would awaken from our sarcophagus with our genetics intact and put all the pieces of the puzzle together. All you got to do is see the picture. You know, I got to give Bobby Hemmett his credit in that regard. Shouts out to Bobby Hemmett. Bobby Hemmett did say that. He said, you know what? All you got to do is get you a picture of fucking Egypt. I don't give a fuck what type of picture it is. As long as it's a real picture of one of those statues, that shit gonna activate some shit inside of you. And he was not lying about that. Right? that shit activates something inside of you. You start putting pieces of the puzzle together that wasn't even there. And what's the first thing somebody say to you? Man, what book you get that out of? Shit, I ain't get it out of no book. That came right out of my own, the core of my inner being. Bullshit. You got that from somewhere. Sit your pork chop sloppy ass down. You need to tap in. You don't know how, right? Because it got to be in you, not on you. It got to be in you. Oh, man. Let's tap that screen, you guys. Anybody got any questions? Any questions? God damn it. Did I get him? I got him. Look at these damn flies. We ain't playing that this year. He said, you can rob our materials, but not our inner wealth. Oh, yeah. You know, let me see where my pointer at. Here he is. You rapidly vibrate once you exit your body. Let's go back over this again. You rapidly vibrate when you exit your body. And you exit your body when you go to sleep at night, right? You leave out your brow chakra. The brow chakra is where what you call astral project or astral travel. You're projecting and traveling simultaneously. It's the same different. It's two different words meaning the same exact thing. But you will keep on projecting and traveling if you don't have a destination in mind. You said no sun in your dreams. Why and why not? That's an excellent question. Thank you for asking that. Shouts out to Lambori. You don't see the sun in your dreams because atoms don't exist in a place that predates them. I'm going to say that one more time. The reason why you cannot see the sun in your dreams is because the sun is made out of hydrogen atoms and helium. And you're extricating yourself to a state, a dimension that predates your sun. And that's why it's not there. You have an etheric counterpart to your sun that's existing there. Just like you have an etheric part of who you are physically. You follow that? Let me get a nod in the comment if you follow that. So you in a state that that atom that ended up producing your physical sun came from. You said, I saw stars or the sky once and woke up quickly. Yeah, you was looking at the physical universe. So you got the physical universe and then you got the spiritual universe. But like I was explaining to my students in the community earlier today, y'all need to check that thread up. Y'all need to stay in tune with that thread. Just like you got a physical body, the planet got a spiritual body and a physical body just like you. So when you lay your head down to go to sleep and pray the Lord your soul to keep, and you extricate up out of your body, you go into the spiritual version of this planet. And it has a litany of orbs that's on it. And those orbs that's on that planet or on the spiritual aspect of the planet represents the dimensions, the pocket dimensions of beings that are spiritual that once lived in the physical dimension. And in some instances, these are pocket dimensions that you generated on your own because you don't have density negating what you mentally project to materialize. So you could just think of something and it'll just materialize right before you in the spiritual universe. And that's because things rapidly vibrate once you exit the body. What's considered 5 minutes here is like 5 hours over there. So time functions on a different vibrational bandwidth, and you enter into a spiritual universe. And in that spiritual universe, you got a spiritual version of the galaxy that you live on. You got a spiritual version of the sun that produced this spiritual version of the planet that you live on, and the spiritual beings that inhabit it. You follow? So 5 minutes here in Earth time is equivalent to 5 hours on the spirit Earth. And it's 60 hours. Excuse me, I put 60 hours. It's 60 minutes in an hour. And when you time that time 5 hours, that's 300 hours. That's the equivalent of 12 days, right? And 6 hours. That's almost 2 weeks. And you taking an hour nap. You take a nap for an hour, you done went to the spiritual universe for 12 days. You hear me? And you rapidly vibrate. Right now, you're not rapidly vibrating. The only thing that's rapidly vibrating is your heart. And that's because that's where you allocate your mind to seat itself, so that it can handle all of the involuntary functions of the body while you're not present. While you leave your body, your unconscious mind is handling everything. Where we slip up is we allocate too much authority to our unconscious mind. And this is why we start to disregard our first mind and listen to the second mind. Because your second mind is left in control of your body. You don't think about your heartbeat. You don't think about breathing. You don't think about filtering stuff through your liver. You don't be like, kidneys, break it down, send it to the pancreas. You don't do all that. That shit involuntarily occurs while you sitting there playing Pac-Man. You hear me? You sitting there playing John Madden and shit. Like, touchdown, nigga. Art, your body done broke all that shit down and it turned it into a gas. You hear me? And that's you doing that. But you ain't even, man, it's so intrinsic. The complexities of who you are that it deserves to be discovered or discovered or uncovered. So people always ask me all the time, right? So you know a point where that's right. And see what I said, Lambo? I ain't gonna come in here and just waste your time. Hey, girl, what you doing? Shit, I'm just up here trying to teach and shit, you know. And people want to know some questions and shit. I'm breaking all this shit down. Somebody, hey, what's going on, Dr. Ray? What you up to? Where, how you been, man? What's going on? Like, man, are you kidding me? You heard all this shit I just broke down, and now you want me to just sidebar your ass and say fuck all what I was just. People be on that type of time. And I sit back in the session and be like, damn, these motherfuckers' brains is cooked. The brain is being cooked. That's fucked up. I gotta figure a way around that. Right? But no, we don't got no time to waste. Y'all need to know this stuff. And they don't want y'all to be aware of this. Because then what good is it? What good is it to me for me to go out on Friday night if I know I can go to the spiritual universe and connect to a parallel version of myself and get the skinny on what I need to do for next week from a future version of myself that's living 2 weeks ahead of me? Imagine if you could do that, because you can. You just got to be coherently, comprehensively interfacing with the reality that you are part of. Exactly. But I'm saying that be their whole modus operandi to get you more interested in the club than astral projecting or quantum jumping. Oh, the party this weekend. I used to stay in Atlanta. I don't stay in Atlanta no more. But it was a party every goddamn day. I'm like, damn, dude, is it that necessary to have a party Monday through Sunday? You don't want to miss it tonight. Ladies free before 12. And what the ladies do? They can't wait to run their ass down there and get in free. They want to get in free to pay the money for a drink that you could have got the whole damn bottle for at the liquor store. And in some cases, you hoping that you run into a nigga that's going to buy that drink. That's what you're there for. You hear me? Like, man, it's going to be a whole bunch of bitches there. Who cares? Oh, nigga, what you a homo? You gay? No, I'm not. But I don't have to put a precedence over sexual desire than my own self. Because here goes something else. Let me give y'all some more spiritual knowledge for those that haven't heard it. Spoiler alert. Spirits do not have genitals. I'm going to say that one more time. For those that haven't never heard it before. Spirits do not have genitals. You hear me? Animals have a gender, not spirits. So if you're saying that you're a spiritual being, stop saying that you're a god or a goddess, because that is that's a connotation of gender. And that's something that was invented by the Greeks. You hear me? Spirits don't have genders. They don't have mammary glands. They don't have fallopian tubes or uterus or scrotum. They don't have that. They don't be like, oh, I got to take a pee. Oh, I need somewhere to squat so I could piss. You ain't holding no schlong like, shit, I really had to pee. They predate this dimension. Shouts out to Laborie. Lamb asks, hey, how come I can't see the sun? And I said, because you go into a station in existence that predates the physical sun. So if you're a spiritual being, before you had a mother and a father, you didn't have no ding-a-ling. You didn't have no kitty cat either. That's why you incarnated, so that you could have one of them things and do the oochie coochie. Because you was watching it take place from the spiritual universe on the spiritual planet, from the spiritual planet onto you was looking into the physical planet like, damn, that's the oochie coochie? Yeah, what I got to do that? You're going to have to go to the ancestor realm and petition for a body. And they be like, okay, why you want to incarnate into my family? I want to do the oochie coochie. That's the only reason you want to incarnate into my family? Well, look, this needs to be done. This needs to be done. This person fucked up. This person didn't do this and do that. And this person right here didn't do this and do that. Now you're going to get to do the oochie coochie now. But I need some faith that you're going to come into my bloodline and help bring it out of the dissension that everybody else didn't do. Yeah. I'm going to do everything that I said. You get here and you forget all that shit. The doctor smacked you on the ass. You done forgot everything that you done told the beings in the spiritual realm that you was going to do, for allowing them access into the bloodline so that you can have a phallus or vaginal and get some sexual physical pleasure. He said, must Exactly. Someone has to vet this out to you guys. You just not gonna come to a lot of these conclusions on your own. You hear me? But we're gonna keep things on a rational level, because we've been conditioned to fantasize. People love going to play Final Fantasy VII. We love acting like, oh my God, I just want something to believe in. He said, sort of VG. Went banana. Came out the VJ. Listen, Lambori. Came out the VJ and went bananas. Came out that motherfucker and went bananas. And when your banana, stood at attention, right? You was ready to get some. But these are physical aspects of who we are spiritually. So learned behavior is the most common shrinkage. Oh, yeah, but see, that's why you came here in the first place, Phyllis. You came in a little late on what we're talking about. But when you, that's what I was saying, is spiritual beings do not have a gender. You gotta have a physical body to have a gender. That's an animalistic characteristic, is to have a gender. Prior to that, we didn't have no gender. A spirit don't, and it's 111 and 1K likes. Oh man, I really do gotta pee. You will never hear a spirit say that. Oh man, it's my period on. You won't hear a spirit say that. They predate this dimension. And when it comes to spiritual knowledge and having a spiritual IQ, people in the Western world are very, very, very short in stature on the barometer of these spiritual things, or these spiritual nuances within the spiritual universe. We in the physical universe. We trying to access the full totality of the physical universe, and we haven't even tapped into the potential of our own sun, let alone the potential of our planet. Got people on here fighting me about the earth or wanting to argue with me, because I'm beyond debate. I'm sorry, I've been on this 29 years. You cannot debate me. I'm beyond debate, but they be wanting to argue about the planet and say that the planet is flat. When you are 7.5 million times smaller than your planet. You don't even have the acuity to even see the planet outside of the illusion that is presenting to you. Right? He said we think like chimps compared to higher intelligence. Yeah, we're very minuscule. We give ourselves way more credit than we actually deserve. That's why I don't like to use that word God in the connotation that it presents. Because if you got to go hop in the car and put gas in the car, you're not a God. I just hate to say that. I hate to give people that spoiler alert. I know y'all under, there go that fantasy again. You know what I mean? You fantasizing. If you got to put gas in a vehicle, if you just can't nanu there, like Mork and Mindy, don't tell me that you a God. Because you can't do that. If your stomach growl, you're not a God. You hear me? You're not a God. Stop telling people that. You're making yourself delusional. Nanu. It's like, yo, put yourself on a realistic timeline. Put yourself on a realistic frequency. And then real shit will start popping off for you. And you won't be spooky about it. You won't be fantasizing and, you know, you won't take yourself there. You want to stay in a realistic mental energy. When you're there, it's easier to trust the power of your mind. This is why a lot of people don't trust the power of their mind, or they're incapable of performing the task of the techniques that we give out in the group. It's because you don't trust the power of your mind. You want to believe. You want to fantasize. You want to make believe, right? But you're not operating on a realistic frequency. When you operate from a realistic frequency, it makes it that much more accessible for you to tap into the power of your mind and make something happen, right? You can literally speak it into existence. Tahuti, which represents the throat chakra, right? The power of your mind is right here in the brow, which represents Offset, right? And in the crown, where the mental energy is received from the Netaru, you think about it, you speak it, and you feel it right here in your heart. Once you feel it in your heart, you visualize it, you imagine it, and you see it in animation or in action. And then you store it in the subconscious mind, whatever it is. But whatever you do perpetually or consistently, your subconscious mind, which stores all of your activity, your thoughts, words, and actions, is going to present what you feel you trust the most with the power of your mind. And it's going to present it to you in your reality. So if you always saying, damn, man, I just can't get shit right. Shit, something always fuck up. Guess what existence say? All right, boss. Let's go ahead and give him some more of that shit. That's what he wants, because he keeps saying it, right? You keep doing it. Keep paying attention to the shit that you don't want instead of paying attention to the things that you do. And affirm it to yourself. That's something we went over yesterday on Moon Magic Mondays, right? We do Moon Magic Mondays every Monday. I don't know where you've been at, Dom, but you need to come on the Moon Magic Mondays, brother. Get some materializations, or what you guys call manifestations, popping off, right? But if you whatever you saying the most, that shit will matriculate into your reality based on your frequency. Now, if you operate from a realistic place, you're going to get a realistic result. I can't help it. I go into the gas station. Now we got a little game that we play. Who can keep the tank filled up? Don't let it drop to half. I go in there, I'll be like, yeah, let me get $7 on number 2, and let me get 3 of those number 5s. You know what I mean? And guess what? 2 out of 3 of my tickets is a winner. And at the very minimum, it did pay for my $7 of gas, which my tank wasn't all the way on E. I only needed a little bit. He said, listening to R. Kelly music made me do it so much. Oh, yeah. Seems like you ready. Well, if you ain't never had no sex, that nigga R. Kelly was going to make sure you did that. You kept listening to his music. That's how you get some oochie coochie in your life. Right? You got to keep confirming it to yourself. You got to visualize yourself. You damn sure right. That's what happens. Right? There you go, lioness. There it is. You think it, speak it, and say it. You think it, speak it, feel it, store it, explore it. You should be walking in the materialization of everything of your. You should be a living mantra of everything that you think, speak, feel, and store. You should be exploring your own living mantra. I have one to say Ali gonna win. I'm saying that because you say I always win. I say that in the mirror while I'm putting on my applications and shit and wash it up. Ali gonna win. God damn, you a winning ass nigga. Why you keep fucking winning, nigga? Why motherfuckers can't stop you, nigga? Look at you, boy. You getting their ass. These motherfuckers, look at your winning ass. I go in. And you should do that every day. I walk through the mall and shit. Motherfucker, excuse me. Are you somebody famous? Like, ah, shit. I guess. Who are you? You somebody. Anywhere I step into. Are you somebody famous? Y'all hear the people when they come here? Oh, they go Too Short. Hey, they go Juicy J. That nigga look like Dave Chappelle. I always look like somebody to somebody because I'm on that frequency. I think highly of myself. As you should. As you should. Like, hey man, come on, we about to go do this and do that. That's fine. Not Juicy J. Yeah. And I thought about like, you know what? Yeah, thank you, Lioness. Thank you, Lioness. One day I was like, damn, motherfucker probably think I am Juicy J. But my headline started to recede. You know, the barber was hating on the fly nigga like me. So I was like, shit, man. Cut my shit off. Motherfucker still be like, yo, man, you somebody famous? Who are you? I be like, excuse me? You somebody. I'm like, you know what? I am somebody. You got to speak that shit into your life, man. You got to speak life into yourself. You got to spend your units of time doing that. Yeah, I like to watch the basketball game and all that shit. But guess what? Man, fuck that game. I'm going to spend some time, man, with me. In the middle of the game yesterday, I'm in my garage putting together some of these pyramids. My girl was like, damn, you're not going to watch the game? I said, fuck the game. That shit going to be there. It's just game one. Shit, I'm doing. Nigga, I wish I would get something of precedence over me. That takes mental power, mental energy. Some of y'all struggle doing a mantra 108 times. You ain't even got the patience to sit there and say it 108 times in a row. And then you will complain about the conditions of your life. Speak the motherfuckers out of condition or out of existence, or speak it into existence. Stop putting all your attention and focus on shit that you don't want, and start putting your focus and attention on the things that you do. Stop playing the short game and start playing the long game. Because that's what we do in the community. What I tell them, we not growing squash, we growing oak trees. We not growing squash. We growing oak trees. You're not going to get to where I've been on this 29 years. We going on 30 years. I've been on this path, on this type of knowledge. Right? And it happened. That's right. We always tell people that too, Nikki. When intention flows, energy goes. And what you focus and concentrate on, it will expand. So if you're putting your attention on yourself and you focused on yourself, you're going to appear larger than life. People see me in real time and like, damn, man, I just knew you was about 6'5". And I'm like, I feel 6'5". I walk around like I'm 6'5". And I'm 5'9" on a good day. I go into the gas station, everybody turn their head. I come into the Walmart, everybody gonna turn their head. Little police be sitting there in this phone, that nigga look up. Just be looking at me walk past him. I'll be like, who am I now? And he'll sneeze, because you know I gotta put my Baruti oil on, gotta smell good. You know what I mean? And I'm always have on one of my tees. You can get them on the website. Thank you, man. Ain't it, man? Right? I always got one of my t-shirts on. Some of the gas stations, they call me Mr. Egypt. Hey, they go Mr. Egypt. Hey, Mr. Egypt, where your hat at? You ain't got your hat on today? Like, nah, you see I don't got it on, goddammit. Why would you say that? You know, that shit be making people day when they see my ass. And always call people by their name. They got a little name tag. Don't be making nobody feel low for where they work at, or because make them feel good that you happy that they there. That'll raise a person's esteem. Some of the people at the Walmart and the HEB, they be confessing. They like, man, I can't wait to see you again. I'm like, why you say that? Every time you always say my name, you ask me how I'm doing, and you always, you just got, I don't know what it is. I say, yeah, I got that je ne sais quoi. They like, you got that who? See, it's stuff like that. You got to pour into other people, man. Be the light of the damn world. Straight up, stop being the darkness. Like I told y'all, we getting rid of the fucking darkness. No more darkness, man. No more Baphomet, no more Lucifer, all that Lilith, all of that dark and destruction and putting spells on people. How the hell you putting dark spells on people, love spells on people, binding spells on people when your ass still under a spell your own goddamn self? Make that shit make sense, my nigga. Make that make some goddamn sense. How you putting spells on people and you still under a spell your goddamn self? What the fuck is going on? Why do you got time to put spells on people? How do you even have the time to put that focus and concentration on another motherfucker? You could have been putting that energy on you to make yourself a better person and to make your life a better place. And instead, you would rather get that attention to somebody else. You already know. The spell is on you. The spell is on you. Putting that shit out there. I say, Lambori. But I gotta tell y'all the real. I'm not gonna get on here and Megan Thee Stallion with your ass and whatever Trump doing today. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm concerned about that lion in you, that primordial dragon in you, that lioness in you, that phoenix bird that's lying dormant. I'm here to wake that up. You follow? That's what I'm here for. Fuck they distractions. Cause you can be distracted all fucking day. Fuck that. I'm not here to distract you. Like I told you, I ain't gonna waste your time. I ain't here to waste nobody's time. You want to small talk me at $75 an hour? I'll sit there and listen to your shit. So $75 an hour, I will listen to you. And I'd have people like, hey, doc, check your Zelle. Hey, can we talk now? Like, yeah, come on, motherfucker. That's why y'all don't be seeing me sometimes. Like, damn, I thought Doc was coming on. Oh, somebody hit me up. I sit there and listen to their ass too. Like, hey man, your 2 hours is up. Oh, hold on, I got one more question. Like, yo, why you ain't asked the question the last hour? You could have asked the question. Did you want to sit up here and tell me how your mama always said that you was special and you ate syrup sandwiches and shit like that? Who give a fuck? You better get it while the getting is good. Because I could give you a full dissertation in 2 hours. That's $150. You want to sit there and tell me how your mama thought you was special? You feel me? And how you ate farina bread and cream of wheat? Nigga, come on, man. We all done did that shit, my nigga. Actually, ain't got no questions? Yeah, but let me just finish telling you my story. You're like, oh, okay, you done gave me your money. Go ahead. At least I don't feel like my time is being fully wasted. At least you done paid me. So I gotta be like that though. I got to. If I don't, people will just waste your time. Like, come on, man. You got time for that shit. You want to tell me the same thing 4 times in an hour? Hey, you're going to have to pay me for that. For real. Anybody got any other questions? Y'all don't got no questions. I know y'all just be wanting me to flow. Come join the community. 1089 TV, 1089techvision.com. All you got to do is purchase one of my devices, and that'll get you access into the community. You have to purchase a device. You have to purchase a device. You had to. That's going to allow you to access the frequency that everybody on in the group. Or you will keep missing it. You will fall out of loop of the things that we're talking about. Because I send transmissions through the tech too. Said, what's a good prayer to your soul? A prayer to your soul? You are soul. You don't have a soul, you are a soul. Right? To my mental and physical efforts, I add the potential of my spiritual self. Its qualities permeate affairs, its essence flows through my entire being. You know. Come join the 1089 tech community. We got 3 years of database. We got all type of affirmations and prayers right in there. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff I say to myself every day. I got a succession of affirmations I say every morning. That was one of them. Another one. I'm surrounded by the most superior support system and fulfilling friendships I've ever had. I'm surrounded by the most superior support system and fulfilling friendships I've ever had. Right? I am in the love of all. All love is in me. I am one with all. All is one with me. I am a part of all, and all is a part of me. I can succeed as a part of all and fail as an individual. I can be all I wish and all, as long as that wish is to stay in all. I am never alone. All is, I am. All can, I can. All does, I do. Those are just a few. Real quick, you know. Something else I like to say when I'm preparing for my shower, I command large sums of money. Money comes to me now. I command large sums of money. Money comes to me now. I command large sums of money, and money comes to me now. I command large sums of money. Money comes to me now. I command large sums of money. Money comes to me now. I command large sums of money, and money comes to me now. I command large sums of money. Money comes to me now. I say that 108 times. That activates the het hiru in your heart plexus, right? 108 times. That's the tetrahedron. 27 times at 4 points makes a tetrahedron. The 27th netraru is het hiru. The 27th element on the periodic table is cobalt, one of the main components used in making these cell phones. That's not by chance, right? But you learn these type of techniques when you join our community. This is advanced learning for people that really want some spiritual knowledge. You sick of all the mumbo jumbo? You sick of going down the path of nowhere? You sick of speculation? Right? You want to get in alignment with some real shit? This the place to be, man. And Ricky Rodriguez will tell you, I'm not going to twist your arm. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to over convince you. Many are called, but few are chosen. I'll say that one more time. Many are called, but few are chosen. And those that are chosen, they only chosen because they chose themselves. That's what makes you chosen. And when the student is ready, the teacher will fucking appear. And I didn't appear for a lot of you black motherfuckers. and you wet in the bed and shit in the pamper. That ain't on me. I'm not here to over convince you. You're gonna have to convince yourself. Because like I tell my students, it ain't about what you can prove to me, it's about what you can prove to yourself. That's when you become empowered, right? I am a result-based, effort-based teacher. And I can bring people to the conclusions that they need to come to. But you gotta, like shit, I'm not about to over convince you. I'm not like Pastor Porkchop or Deacon Dior and try to send you on a guilt trip and all that. I don't give a fuck. I told you, that's a new paradigm. He said you've been watching The Last Dragon. I ain't watched The Last Dragon in a long ass time. But I will watch it though. Is that something they said on there? Hey, I'm not gonna waste I got too much shit going on to just be trying to over convince somebody. Oh yeah. Yeah, I hold the scepter of power. You know, I've mastered the universal laws. Even though I don't put that out there like that, I am a master OrgoniteTEK builder. You know what I'm saying? But I can only show you the door. You got to open that motherfucker. You don't open that door, that's on you, man. I'm not about to boo-hoo and cry about it. And we adults. That's why everything I do is free for the children. You bring your children out to the event, and they get a shirt. They could get a piece of tech. I'll let them get a pyramid if there's one available. Go ahead, take it. They like, I ain't got to pay for this. I'm like, no, it's for you. It's for the children, right? But for you grown-ass adults, right? You got to pay. You got to pay what you weigh. And I'm not charging enough according to members of my staff. They're like, yo, man, you need to up the price some more. These people not, man. But I want it to be accessible to everybody. I want you to be able to unlock something inside of you. I give you the remedy. It's just up to you to apply it. You have to deprogram from your belief systems and thinking that stuff just happens by osmosis. That's like a dude that's 200 pounds overweight thinking that he's just gonna think himself into losing that 200 pounds. No, you're gonna have to get on something other than a scale, like a treadmill, right? Like a hiking trail that's at least 4 to 5 miles long, and get at it every day. You got to get some consistency, some perpetual motion in your life. It's the only thing that constant is movement. It's 222. Abdul Kul Tafalat, where Bazoon be about Mu El Cologne. Who partner to that? Minu Nut Sheu Kawun Elabihu. Atunre, Nu Nunet. He had. Ket Ki Ket Kamun Amunet. Atun, Chu, Tepnut, Geb, Nut, or Set, or Saru. Neptet, Satuk, Haru, Happy, Anquit, Anti. Nefertum, Mantu, Beti. Sekmet, Hethar, Best, Patah, Baz, I am Hotep. Who me hurt, Kepli. Eskehenit, right? Kentamintu. Hika, Neve, Mayat, Menentat. Shah, Sishat, Mathdat, Sobek, Anubu. Kanum, Kansu, Tanin. Sia, Hikat, Amsu, Sarapi, Atumre. Tahuti. Taret, Selkat, Ha, Nehepka, Sokar, Bait. Akir. Anihirit, Wawawit, Siket, Hitet. Marezgir. Sia, Get it, Astinu, Bahutit, Kanimtet, Menket, Hem, Madudi, Kabasinu, Dua Mutef, Merit, Ura, Edjunikebit, Siket, Anuket, Jet. Tim Ua Uis Anku, Afnu, Sati Sekti. Imta, Ninna. Imiwe, Mseti, Kimamu, Ray Chef, Mary, and Amun Ray, for the sake of all. Kawu. Thank you, Head Hero. I appreciate that. You had to give it up for the Neteru. Those are the forces that pervade the existence of the universe and work with you, right? They're coursing through your veins. Those are your ancient primordial ancestors. And you have to go through the succession of deities leading up to them. You just don't skip over your grandmamas and your granddaddies and their mamas and daddies and go straight to the Neteru. No, you got to show everybody the appropriate debt of gratitude that you owe them. You got to show them that you're paying that debt. And when you do that consistently, right? You're doing that consistently. They start to observe you. And they start assisting your dearly departed on your behalf. And when they hit them with some of that hiccup, the aspects of them that's coursing through your veins get hit with that hiccup also. So it's beneficial for you to be as benevolent as possible and do as much right as possible. Because over the course of time, your efforts and your intentions begin to compound. And as they start to compound over time, you generate a circuit that's going to give you the power to bring forth a copious or miraculous event into your reality. And that's something that gets done based on your own equity or your sweat equity, your own efforts, your own thinking, your own words, and your own actions. That's what bring that stuff about, right? Because piece by piece, we putting this all together. And like I said earlier in monologue, when I came on here on TikTok, I started giving 1,000%. And you can see what 1,000% look like. Just make it to the bottom of my TikTok page, and you're going to be hard pressed to make it back up to the top. And as you go all the way to the bottom, you're going to be like, damn, this nigga done put work in. Right? With a shadow ban. They didn't have me shadow banned almost the whole time I've been on here. I got 10,000 followers so fast, they was like, who the fuck is this nigga, man? Suspend him. I ain't even like, what the fuck? But see, it was substance missing from TikTok. I know y'all feel the void when I'm not on here. I know it. I know it. I'm not here to rev you up. I'm not here to motivate you. You got to motivate yourself. I'm here to give your ass some clarity. And if I reach out to if one person reach out to me, I done done my job. I could just change one person's trajectory into a positive direction. I've done my job. Right? And I don't give no lackluster effort to where it's just one person. Because now we got over 200, what? What is it, Ricky? About 211? We about 211 people in the community. You know what I mean? I got 40 students up under my helm. I'm averaging 16 to 17 people showing up to these events. And we do 4 events every year. You don't want to miss the time to get hit with that staff, man. Get your shit in alignment. Because this shit not slowing down. You hear me? And the more advanced people come in, the more advanced it's going to get. But we in Het Hiru right now. We're going to be going through Het Hiru for the next 2 or 3 years. So I want to be one of your students. Yes, you just need to purchase a medallion. I got these on sale right now. This is Dark Matter Mix Ultra. That's shungite that you see with the facets. And it has shungite, obsidian, black tourmaline, jet, and onyx in its makeup. And not only will it nullify the radiation, but it will magnify your affirmations. It will magnify your Gregory Grabavoy codes if that's something that you are invocating on a consistent basis. The pieces I put together are comprised to accelerate the effect. Yeah, these is about $150. And that's on sale. Now, I got something like this. I want to say this one about $225. But if you want to get your psychic powers enhanced, this is going to do it. But you got to trust your first mind, right? You got to trust your first mind. That's why I tell people to start with a medallion first. Don't try to just jump into the pyramids, because when you got that pyramid and you got holes in your aura, it's just going to magnify your auric field and all the holes in your aura. And that's just going to attract beings that's looking to take over your body. Right on, Coach Freddie. We love to have you, man. Yeah, you purchase something off the website. If you purchase Orgonite, let me rephrase that. You got to purchase some Orgonite, you guys. Downloading the ebook is not enough to talk to me. You got to purchase the Orgonite if you want to speak to me. I'll give you an hour consultation, or we could build for an hour. You ain't got to have a consultation, but I could build with you for a 4 hour or more. Anytime somebody make that purchase, they'll tell you, I chop it up with you. I'm going to chop it up with you like your Uncle Freddie would. You know, like Grandma Patricia to chop it up with you. That's how I chop it up with people. You know, I'm very transparent. I'm not going to tell you if I got dookie stains in my drawers. That's my own personal business, which I don't. But I'm going to be transparent with you. You be transparent as you can with me. And we can develop a healthy rapport and, you know, be a part of each other's life from here on out at whatever consistent level that consists of, right? Because that's what's been missing from people. You know, there's no genuine connections. I'm here to make genuine connections with people and have a realistic dialogue with you, not just, you know, I'm grounded. You know, I could take it all the way out to the outer fringes of your physical universe. We could go into spiritual universe or whatever. Or we could talk about the Spurs and OKC last night. You know? It don't matter to me. You want to talk about whatever, I'm here. I can answer the questions. We cover everything under the sun, over the sun, within the sun, on the planet, under the planet, within the planet, on world, off world, the dream realm, and the afterlife. We cover every dimension of what you could possibly perceive. You hear me? On this speckle of sand that you call a planet. And even your sun is a speckle of sand in the in the seismic scale of the other stars that belong a part of the Orion Nebula. Right? You see how big I showed y'all Rigel is in comparison to your sun, and how large Antares is in comparison to Rigel. Your sun look like a speckle of dust. So imagine the planets that are orbiting Antares and the beings on that planet, how gargantuan they are. For the beings that was talking about giants, yeah, they way more. You don't even register. You like a fruit fly to them. You're an irritant at best to register in their acuity so that they can put their hands together and clap your ass up. And clap your ass up out of existence in this bitch. Think it's a game. But we put everything in its appropriate context so that we don't take people down the path of conjecture. We don't want you getting too fanatical. We don't want you to sensationalize. We don't need speculation, and we don't need guesswork to be the framework of how we process information. Those days is over, man. We need results. And the only way that you can get clear, concise results is by putting forth an effort. Right? One of my students who was on the other side of the wall for about a year, she worked up the courage and she bought a medallion. She joined the community, and one day she took the discourse, my altar discourse. She set up her altar. After she set her altar up, she said, "How do I know that my dad can hear me?" I said, "First of all, I keep telling you, he coursing through your veins. So he got access to you already. Just ask him to show you a sign." So she did. And a lot of you know what I'm going to say. Y'all done heard this story before, but just for those that's new here. Right? Her daddy popped up in a 7-day candle the next day. I mean, the nigga whole face. His beard and everything. The trim, the glasses. She called me crying. She couldn't even speak it. That's how happy she was. I said, "What happened? Your man ain't whoop your ass or nothing, did?" No, they nothing. Like, what the hell happened? What's going on? And that's what she told me. She was like, "My dad." She showed me the picture. And y'all in the AAA, y'all have seen the picture already. Her daddy face came through the candle on her ass. You hear me? Then she said, "Dr. Ray, how come I can't see my mama?" I said, "That ain't my mama, that's your mama. Ask her." So she asked her mama. Guess what happened the next day? That's right. Her mama popped up in the candle. Then she wrote some shit in cursive with a special font. She always put that on there. Shouts out to Melly Bell. Yeah, she wrote it in cursive in a special type of font too. I mean, it was some extra English on that cursive. I'm like, whoa. And she just cried and boo-hoo. She was like, "They okay. I know they okay now." And she got to burning that money for her mama and daddy and leaving those lima beans up there and them neck bones. And all type of bullshit start coming out and being revealed to her that she didn't know what was being done behind her face. And the same thing waiting for you too. He said, "It's very dangerous to astral project and channel because you open doors you may not understand fully." Is it? No, you astral project all the time. Like when you get up and go to work, you already in the astral projected to work. When you say, "Oh man, I got to stop at the gas station and get some gas," you didn't already astral projected there before you even got there physically. Spiritually, you already perceive places that you go to. We just got through talking about that yesterday. So you always astral projecting. You astral project to your bed, to your bathroom, to your kitchen. You shifting it and projecting moment to moment. We're just not coherently, comprehensively aware of the projections that we're traveling to, right? But that's happening all the time. That is a misnomer for people to be saying that they want to keep you locked in fear. Pray for spirits to come visit you. Not if it's your mama or your daddy or somebody that loves you or that you familiar with. No, there ain't nothing wrong with that. At least you know who the fuck it is. I'd rather call on something I'm familiar with. That's what I was saying earlier about speculation. Using guesswork as your framework to process it. Them days is over with. No, we got to call on something we familiar with. I call Mama Floyd, I could smell the Bengay and the Metamucil when she come. I know it's her. I know my Mama Floyd. You hear me? And a Clark bar will pop up on the TV or on a little Google AdSense because she used to love Clarks. And I never forget, I'm sitting there, I'm twisting up one, laughing, watching Reacher. And it went to commercial. And I burned some ancestor money for my Mama Floyd, right? And after I burned the ancestor money, the commercial came back And that nigga, what's the name? Reacher said, I want a Clark bar. I know y'all done heard him say that for those that watch Reacher. Nigga said, I was like, oh shit. I was like, all right, Mama Floyd. I said, give me a kiss, Mama. She gave me a kiss. And ever since that day, you guys, I keep saying it, I'm going to still keep saying it. Nobody ever kissed me like my Mama Floyd. I mean, nobody. And she, she kissed you on the cheek, but I never felt so much love being channeled into a kiss before. Ever. Mama Floyd ain't never got me nothing for my birthday. I never had a Christmas present for her. She gave me a few dollars for some Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams, but I don't care about none of that shit. None of that can hold a candle to the kiss that she would give me on the cheek. And after she kissed you on the cheek, she said, good gracious of life. Shouts out to Mama Floyd, right? I give her a salute every AM. I'm pouring a libation for her every day. I don't miss a day or night I'm not going to call out Mama Floyd. Period. Period. My mama lost her daddy at 8 years old. I didn't even get to meet my mama father. But just to hear my mama's stories, listen to your elder stories, man. My mama Floyd stories and my grandma Juanita stories, my granddaddy, or the shit they had to say, I took that shit to heart. And I appreciated the time that I had with them. And now that they're in a closer dimensionality to the real reality than we are, they there to assist you every step of the way, man. But they need some acknowledgement. They need to know that they haven't been forgotten. That's what they show you in that movie Coco. How many of you guys have seen Coco? Leave a 9 in the comments if you've seen the movie Coco. If you haven't, subscribe to Disney Plus or get with somebody that got Disney Plus and use their password. Watch Coco. Watch Coco and you'll be like, damn, they've been putting this shit in front of people's face this whole time. Like, yeah, goddamn it, they've been showing you. You just ain't been paying attention to it. You've been missing that. You thought, oh, that's just a little cartoon. Junior, sit your little bad ass down and watch that TV. But Junior be like, I want to watch Coco again. Why you keep wanting to watch that goddamn Coco? He's scared to tell you that your grandmama standing right there and told him to turn it on again and to tell your ass to watch it. And you keep shunning him off. He keeps saying, Mama, come watch Coco with me. I don't want to watch that shit. It's a fucking message for your dumb ass. And you missing it. You would get it 7 years later down the line. See, let me say this to y'all, man. Because they telling me to tell you. Right? Because unbeknownst to many of you, and I'm talking to most of y'all in here that ain't my students, my people already taking care of your people. They sharing their offerings, their ancestor money with your people. That's what they doing. That's what's going on. They pulling y'all ass in here like, yo, man, listen to this nigga. You got to do something because there's people looking out for us more than you are. They trying to get you to do what I'm doing for mine or what Ricky doing for his. And I'm telling y'all, man, y'all doing a bang up job, man. We is dispelling the darkness from this motherfucker. That shit got to get the fuck out of here. For real, man. These Luciferians been ruling the planet for 6,000 years. That time is up. It's our time now. We done incarnated back into the planet. And we got to resurrect all of those that have died before this because they trapped here due to the ghost spells. We tearing away all them fucking cobwebs that's tethering them to this dark bullshit so that they can really fucking work on your behalf. Because that's your first line of defense in the physical world and the spiritual world. Is your own ancestors, your dearly departed. When I used to work construction, the super would pull me to the side, be like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? Yeah, what's up? Like, just for a minute, hermano, come with me. Keep the truck running. Come over here. You're like, hey, you got 1,000 ancestors around you. You know that? I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, yo, I never seen somebody with so. I'm like, yo, you can see like that? He's like, yes, it's been in my family. You know, Mexicans be tapped in. Y'all don't even fucking know it. A lot of y'all not, because y'all ain't tapped in. You think because your ass is a vegan or some shit, did that make you? Nah, nigga, that ain't enough. That a lot of times ain't got shit to do with it. It's what's been passed down generationally for those that are practitioners. But he told me, he said, man, you got 1,000 people around you right now. He said, in fact, I want you to get in your truck. You see that tree over there? Yeah. Go, you got a tablet? I said, yeah, I got a tablet. He's like, yeah, go watch some Netflix or something. You could go take a nap. I'll wake you up when we want you. You know what I'm saying? He said, he said, go take a nap. We gonna wake you up when we want you, man. You good. I was clocking 80 hours a week on that damn site. 80 hours a week. My bosses was like, God damn, man. Damn, Mr. Green, sure is clocking a lot of hours. I'm like, yeah, man, they didn't schedule me for next week, too. Like, man, what did you tell them? We were supposed to only be there for 2 days. Now we there for 2 weeks? Yeah, I was working like 3 of them. The rest of the time, nigga, take me to lunch. Like, come on, man, we going to lunch? Like, we going to lunch? Yeah. Go ahead, get a beer, man. You want another one? You want a shot? I'm like, a shot? Like, man, I got to drive. No, you don't. We ain't going to do no more work tonight, hermano. Call you hermano. That mean brother. Don't worry about that, brother. Just come on. And it was my ancestors doing that, man. Because I pour my libations before I go to work. I make my offerings before I go to work. I make my libations when I come home from work. You hear me? That's practical. That's realistic. That's actual. And I didn't even petition for a sign. But shit like that come to you when you're not looking for nothing. I do it because it's the right thing to do, because it's dutiful to do so. That's why I do it. And that's why I end up being blessed or advanced in some type of way. I can't help it. And that shit make people jealous of me. And I'm like, damn, how that shit making you jealous? You need to be showing some older respect too. It ain't like you're doing anything for anybody. Most of the people that be jealous of me ain't even doing nothing for their own damn self. They ain't even doing shit for yourself. But you want to bring some angst to me. You want to spit some poison at me. Be careful. Be careful. I'm not the person. I can't control the way that my ancestors decide to protect me. I can't do nothing about that. Just come correct. Don't try to make fun of what I got going on. Like, this nigga raising the dead, that crazy ass nigga. They'll fuck your car up. You know what I mean? You'll break a foot. Something fucked up gonna happen to you. And the reason being, it ain't because I'm telling them to do something. It's for the simple fact that you're not doing nothing to advance your bloodlines, and you dissing somebody that is. And a lot of times, they helping the same people that you, whose blood is coursing through your veins. And they the ones that put that shit on you. Right? They just restricting my life. That means it's time to get off of here. We done been on here almost 4 hours, like per usual. But I'm going to take that as a prompting to get off of here so we can save a lot of this content. Don't worry, I will be uploading this. You can see the full version of this on YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel and you will see the last 3 or 4 lives that I uploaded. Currently, I'm editing through one of those lives right now. You're more than welcome, beloved. Please come back again. Repost the videos, you guys. Leave a comment, like, share, do all that bullshit. Keep your brother Dr. Ray in the fucking algorithm. They do not like me there. All right? They do not like me there, straight up. But fuck them. We about to ride, right? We riding from here on out. All right? Victory Gardens, I need you to call me, girl. I've been waiting for a call from you. You need to call me. All right? All right, you guys. Waduk, may the ancestors be with you. Who am I? Yeah, check for on YouTube. YouTube.